Squarespace has built its entire reputation on being the stylish choice. It's the platform you pick when you want your site to look like it belongs in a design portfolio instead of a Craigslist ad. The templates are polished, the drag and drop editor is slick, and you don't need to know anything about code to make it look halfway professional. For artists, freelancers, or small boutique shops, it feels like a dream, but the honeymoon phase usually ends once you try to do something more complicated than upload pretty photos and charge for a few items. And that's when you realize Squarespace isn't always built to grow with you. And that's fine. Not every platform has to be everything. Some relationships just aren't meant to last. But if you're hitting Squarespace's ceiling, maybe you need more e-commerce muscle, more customization, or just better scalability. You're probably wondering what's next. Well, these days, the three alternatives that make the most sense are Shopify, Wix, and BigCommerce. Each one comes at the problem from a different angle. Shopify is the undisputed e-commerce GOAT, Wix is the jack-of-all-trades DIY builder, and BigCommerce is the B2B and growth specialist. The question isn't whether they can outdo Squarespace, because they can, it's which one actually lines up with your goals. Before we get into it though, if you want to try any of these providers, you can find a link in the description below to the best available deals and discounts. So don't say I never told you so. So Squarespace's weaknesses usually fall into the same categories. It's design first, which means the templates look great, but you don't get as much flexibility as you'd expect. If you want to scale past a boutique store, the e-commerce features start to feel limited compared to platforms that were built for selling from day one. And while it's made strides with things like Blueprint AI and better membership tools, it's still not on the same level as competitors when it comes to automation, global selling, or advanced checkout options. It's perfect for people who just want something clean and functional, but not always for businesses with bigger ambitions. That's where Shopify comes in. If Squarespace is the pretty face, Shopify is the personality. You can't have both, right? It's become the default name in e-commerce for a reason. The pricing these days starts with a $5 starter plan, but that's really just for adding buy buttons to social media. The real action begins at around $30 a month for the basic plan. Then for around $80 for Grow, then $300 for Advanced, and Plus starts at around $2,300 if you're at the enterprise level. Yeah, it's pricier than Squarespace once you move up the ladder, but you're paying for a toolkit that actually scales with you. This year, Shopify actually introduced an AI store builder that can generate an entire shop from a simple description. Instead of messing with templates for hours, you can type, "I sell eco-friendly sneakers," end up with a fully functional store. Their Sidekick AI also got smarter, helping you discover and install apps that actually fit your needs instead of spamming you with junk. They've moved to a one-page checkout, which smooths out the buying process and bumps up conversions. For even bigger stores, multi-store reporting is now built into Plus, so you're not piecing together analytics from different storefronts. And if you sell in person, the Shopify app now has a quick sale button that basically turns your phone into a payment machine on the fly. Compared directly to Squarespace, the difference is clear. Squarespace makes it easy to build something that looks beautiful. Shopify makes it easy to build something that sells. It's not as sleek design-wise right out of the gate, but the e-commerce depth blows Squarespace out of the water. If your plan is to grow a serious business, then you don't want to keep migrating every time you outgrow a platform. So Shopify is where you start. Now Wix. Wix feels like Squarespace's chaotic cousin. They both target the same kind of user, people who want to drag and drop their way to a website without knowing code, but Wix gives you way more room to mess around. The editor is less rigid, you've got more templates, and you can basically move things anywhere. That freedom is great if you like tinkering, though it can lead to some pretty Frankenstein-looking websites if you're not careful. Pricing is similar to Squarespace at the entry level, sometimes cheaper depending on promotions, and Wix's app market is bigger, which means more options for features you want to bolt on. Where Wix actually beats Squarespace is flexibility. Squarespace boxes you into its clean, polished layouts, which looks good but can get repetitive. Wix lets you break the mold more easily, even if the results aren't always pretty. E-commerce on Wix has improved as well. They've got solid integrations, subscriptions, and marketing tools, but the same issues keep coming up. Once you hit a certain size, it gets clunky. Scaling is messy, performance can dip, and the transaction fees don't do you any favors. So when does Wix make more sense than Squarespace? Well, if you're the type who hates being boxed in and wants total control over the design, Wix gives you that freedom. It's also a better option if you like experimenting with features through apps, or if you want something that feels a little more customizable without immediately jumping into a full e-commerce platform like Shopify. But it still suffers from the same long-term ceiling. You'll get further than you would with Squarespace in terms of flexibility, but if your store actually takes off, you'll eventually run into the same headaches. Then there's BigCommerce, the platform that most people don't consider at first because it doesn't have the same name recognition as Shopify or the same hipster appeal as Squarespace. But if you're thinking about scaling, really scaling I mean, it's one of the strongest contenders out there. Pricing starts at around $30 for standard, $80 for plus, $300 for pro, and then custom pricing for enterprise. On the surface, that looks just like Shopify, but BigCommerce has one big advantage: no transaction fees at all. Whatever you sell, you keep, aside from payment processor costs. That adds up fast once you're doing volume. BigCommerce has carved out a nice little niche as the platform for businesses that are moving into B2B or managing multiple storefronts. They've rolled out multi-storefront management so you can run different brands from one dashboard, which Squarespace just doesn't handle well. Their B2B edition has also gotten stronger with custom buyer portals, shared shopping lists, company account hierarchies, and net payment terms. This is like Christmas for business owners. They've invested in headless commerce too, meaning you can use their backend while building a totally custom front-end experience. On top of that, AI personalization is baked in, so your customers get smarter product recommendations without you needing to hack together third-party apps. Compared to Squarespace, BigCommerce feels like stepping into a completely different world. Squarespace is great for looking polished, but BigCommerce is built for growth. It's not as beginner-friendly, you won't get the same beautiful site in 10 minutes experience, but if your goal is building a business that lasts, it's way more future-proof. So where does that leave you? Well, Shopify is the e-commerce powerhouse, the one you pick if you're serious about building a brand that can scale. Wix is the creative playground, giving you more freedom and flexibility than Squarespace while still keeping things simple. BigCommerce is the B2B and growth machine, ideal for companies that want to expand fast without drowning in transaction fees or limitations. Squarespace still has its place if you're a creative, a freelancer, or a small shop that just wants something clean, minimal, and functional. It's a great option. But the second you want to push beyond that comfort zone, you're better off with one of these alternatives. Shopify will give you that raw e-commerce power, Wix will give you the design freedom, BigCommerce will give you the enterprise-grade features. Squarespace might look good on the surface, but if you're thinking about the long term, these platforms are the ones that actually deliver. So that basically wraps up today's video, ladies and gentlemen. If you found it helpful, make sure to like and subscribe for more videos like this. You'll find affiliate links for Shopify, BigCommerce, and Squarespace in the description, and sometimes they come with special deals you won't find on their sites. Please note that these are affiliate links. It won't cost you anything extra. In fact, you might find the best official offer, so feel free to check those out. If you want to work with us or sponsor a video, our email's down there as well. Drop your questions or thoughts in the comments. I'll do my best to reply. Thanks for watching as always, and I will see you in the next one.